New details are coming out about the US, the UK government, and Ripple. Look at this. I have only been able to do this much study. I'm now on my way back from Brazil. We'll see each other again on Wednesday. It's time to talk about this. So this is Cassie Crudock, if you don't know who she is. She is the CEO and managing director of Ripple in the UK and Europe. That's why President Trump went on a state visit to the UK last week. I was able to join a roundtable in Downing Street with UK Chancellor Rochelle Reeves, US Secretary of the Treasury Scott Bessant, and leaders from a number of top UK and US financial and crypto firms. The US and the UK could work together more on digital assets, which is a big chance. A partnership could become a model for how countries in our business can work together. Ripple is a US-based company with a big influence in the UK. It was able to use its strong transatlantic footprint to support blockchain adoption in the UK and encourage more tech innovation and collaboration between the US and UK. The UK has been one of the world's most important business hubs for a long time. I really think it has the potential to become a leading hub for digital asset innovation. This will help the US and UK work together more internationally, as seen in the roundtable earlier this week, and will also help both countries use blockchain technology to its full economic potential. I'm looking forward to adding to this conversation with Ripple. Let me take a moment to explain what this means, that Ripple is being asked to join this talk at Downing Street. Now, let's talk about technology. We all hear about it and how people use it and speculate about it. This is not just a guess. They are making it possible for the best blockchain technology company in the world to work with the two biggest financial powers in the world. Need anything, LSE. Seriously, if you're just now getting around to this, here's some more details. Banks and crypto experts from both countries got together at the meeting to talk about how to make regulations work better together. Don't forget that Ripple has many agreements in the US, the EU, and the UK. The UK and US governments said they were going to work on deferring regulatory stances before putting in place crypto rules that would affect everyone around the world. It's our goal to bring these two world economies together and figure out how to use blockchain to move money between them. Ripple is sitting at the table. It's important to note that Ripple played a big part in making the UK a global banking center. Don't forget that we had the Bank of England test Ripple's system early on, and they've been working together ever since. The interesting thing about this is that the Prime Minister of Canada was at the Bank of England at the same time. So if we're talking about a ledger that all of these big states want to use, what comes to mind? If the world had to move today, what would be the one record that you had to choose? Could it be XLM? Is it HBR? Is it R3? I don't think so because you didn't see any of them invited, did you? You didn't though. Let's go. Was very important. Yes, yes, yes. One of the main ideas was the need for balanced control, which was shown by the UK's Financial Services Markets Act. Oh, the act is called FSMA, and it aims to get more institutions to use digital assets like XRP. This is really cool. Here are some past events that Ripple UK has held with the government. If you're just now learning about this, Ripple has held several UK policy summits and most recently released a 4-point plan that supports pro-growth regulatory environments, global crypto standards, legal clarity for stablecoins, and fewer barriers for set tokenization. Ripple has worked with the UK government and the Bank of England on proofs of concept for blockchain-based cross-border payments and is currently looking into ways to sync the movement. This is one of the first apps that I was able to connect to my phone and use to store, handle, and trade cryptocurrency. It has a fingerprint biometric reader, which means that only your fingerprint can be used to protect your crypto. They have the fingerprint type, which you can see here. As I said, they have a card type too. You can also use the app on your phone. In a moment, I'll tell you more about that. They work with new projects every day to add new cryptocurrencies to their storage. They handle 85 main nets and 4,600 cryptocurrencies. A lot of people really like your business. People always say Descent is one of their favorite wallets when we talk about cold storage wallets in live streams. The XRP ledger and XRP coin can be used with it. Also, as I already said, the mobile app makes it very easy to sell, swap, and protect your crypto and digital assets on your phone. You can find information about all of your favorite cryptocurrencies on CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap under the Inside tab of Descent's dApps. With Descent's cutting-edge app technology, you can check prices, read news, and stay in the loop. Just link your Descent device to the app, and all of a sudden you have everything you need. Also, if you want to add any kind of account to Descent, all you have to do is connect your wallet. Then you can start trading right in the app, send, receive, and swap coins. The most up-to-date apps make it very simple to trade your favorite coins. The MCU chip from Descent is one way they make this so safe. It controls how the gadget works and how the user interacts with it. It keeps your private keys safe and generates them. The secure chip is the only place a private key is kept. The keys are stored on the device and never leave it. Get $10 off plus an extra $20 off a Descent wallet right now if you use my link. That's $30 off right now. Here will be a link in the description if you want to help the channel and keep your crypto safe with Descent. It's time now. That's it for now. Let's watch the movie again. Okay, let's keep going with this. A lot of people are talking about this online on X, and a lot of them are saying, hey, I told you so. Ripple does have the technology that these central banks want, and it can and will help them speed up the transfer of value and tokenize value so that it can be used on the chain. The UK's faster payment solution with the has been copied in some situations, exported to other countries. For example, Fed payments and Ripple are used in the US, and in the Philippines, blockchain-based e-peso is used. Faster payments from the UK are also being brought to Thailand. So this is technology that is used in some of the world's biggest economies. Other economies, especially ones that are growing, like the Philippines, are also interested in using it, as are maybe some other countries in Asia, the Pacific, or Latin America. And this is how you link everyone together. Brad Garlinghouse is talking about Ripple here, how they can change the way banks work to get value, XRP ledger, and transfers. Let me play it. To make correspondent banking work, pre-funded capital is kept in accounts all over the world. For example, $10 trillion has already been put into other banks and financial companies to make things easier. The oil in the engine is what makes correspondent bank work, and it's just sitting there. And if we can cut down on the amount of oil that engines need, that would be a huge boost to the world economy. That's good for everyone. That's stock buybacks, dividends, and working cash that can be used for many other things if we can get 10 trillion down. This is very important because you can really see the value in this, or many of the digital assets we talk about when we think about coins. But because the value is in moving value around rather than storing it, it's useful for making deals easier. That being said, could you talk a little about the SPI? Should we believe Michael Saylor, the biggest supporter of Bitcoin in the world, and Jack Mallers, who helped build the Lightning Network on the Bitcoin blockchain? If those two men, who pretty much speak for the whole Bitcoin ecosystem, say that Bitcoin is just a store of value, then we should think again. Do you think Bitcoin will hold $4 or $5 trillion? How can that be true? If most of the value is going to be saved on digital asset ecosystems, then Bitcoin won't be stored with that value. Bitcoin is just a store of value. To get the price of Bitcoin to go up, you need working capital or cash. While I believe Bitcoin will reach 500,000 and $1 million, I find it hard to believe that it will reach $1 billion. Adding value to a chain includes stocks, bonds, swaps, real estate, debt markets, repo markets, and many more. These markets would all work better on something like XRP than Bitcoin any day of the week. Then, this is Paul Barron talking with Virtual Beacon, I think that's his name, about $250,000 in Bitcoin and $10 in XRP. Have fun with it. That time frame, I think it's near the end of the year, maybe in January, after all the prices of all these ETFs are fully taken into account. Then, near the end of the cycle, I think if we can get Bitcoin to $200,000, the XRP to Bitcoin ratio will just keep going up in a way similar to this year's runoff for another 6 months. 5 and 4 are equal, so that's $10. That's why I think it will be about $4.50 by the middle of the cycle at the end of this year and $9 or $10 by the top of the cycle. Based on how altcoins usually do, I think we're asking for too high of goals above that. It's clear that this person is applying models from past cycles to XRP without taking into account the low float of XRP on platforms or the demand from ETFs. The reason I don't think Paul Barron is asking this person about XRP is because of this, but I guess it is what it is. I'm not sure what else to say about this. It's sad to see this. Some people were talking about this on X. That being said, I haven't seen a written statement from Brad Garlinghouse that says this. I just want to be clear about this. Traders and Binance Square users can post here, but anyone can do so. Bradley Garlinghouse of Ripple says that XRP could be added to the list of assets that the US government holds. Now that I have all of this knowledge, I do think this could be 100% true, but I will wait for official wording. Before we jump right into this, at this point, it's just a guess. I just want you to know that. In other words, this is a count of how much XRP is still on platforms. It looks like about 1.9 billion XRP are just sitting there. What do you think the price of XRP will be on your favorite market when this one runs out? You think XRP will be more valuable than it is? There won't be any? Please let me know what you think in the comments. It looks like Deutsche Bank and Project Guardian have decided that Axelar is